And now, Portland's own Concrete 5.org.
Oh, yeah? Cool. Good morning, totally random, 10 a.m. Pacific time, every Friday. I'm the Friday with the CMS Patrol Squad.
Okie dokie.
Hello!
Howdy.
Welcome to Totally Random, your weekly news and chat show with Concrete 5. Big news week, just jump right into it. This came out.
There's one copy in the world.
One copy, I've got it.
In your hand.
No, you can get this. This is the 2011 Open Source CMS Market Share Report from Water Stone. If you Google Water and Stone with a little scribbly and sign, you will certainly find it. Or if you look on Twitter, you'll certainly see people talking about it. Very exciting news. This is the second year that we've been in it. We were listed last year as an up-and-comer to watch, as kind of a footnote. And this year we were listed again as a CMS that was very much something to watch, I would say. It was quite flattering.
Yeah, there's a whole pervasive tone that's kind of like almost baffled. It's like, wow.
Confused, one might say.
How have I not heard
Like we
of
paid
this?
someone
Yeah.
somewhere, which we did not do.
It's
There was no
incredibly flat.
paying off or anything, but it's really nice to have other people say what we've been saying for a long time. So now we're going to waste a bunch of time talking about how awesome we are. And, you know, if you want to come back in 5 minutes, that's fine. Otherwise, you're going to have to suffer through this. Right here, towards the beginning, the average weekly downloads, looking at different trends. I mean, of course, WordPress has 500,000 downloads a week, but they're down 34%. Where our measly 3,000 downloads a week, which I'll tell you more about in a second, is up 517%. So I think our closest competitor here is 34%. So that kind of gives you the tone of this guy. And the 3,000 download number that they're talking about here is completely inaccurate, low. I think that's like SourceForge plus ours, maybe.
Yeah.
But it doesn't include Softaculous, Simple Scripts, Stream Hosts, one-click installer, all those one-click installers, which are honestly the vast majority of how people get Concrete 5, as best we've been able to tell just from looking at our traffic and seeing that 2/3 of it comes from not concrete5.org. So, I mean, our actual weekly install count is probably well over twice that. So, that's exciting. What's this? Some type of graph here with good stuff on it. You know, one might look at this and say, well, that says from the company spokesperson, and we all know that Andy just makes things up. However,
40,000 downloads.
this graph is their little research against Elanced and Guru. How many people are posting jobs and what is the trend in terms of this year versus that year of people trying to find help on third-party sites. And we are up 110% on Elance and up 50% on Guru, which is pretty much more than almost everybody else. I think Tiki is up a little bit more than us on Elance, and Easy Publish is on Guru, which is
You only have
bizarre.
19 jobs posted. It's not that hard.
That's true. So that's exciting. Third-party validation of good news. This one is really cool as well. Search engine results. So if you go search for CMS, Web CMS, or Web Content Management System, we are flying up in the results. They break it out in pages in the top 5, top 10, top 20, and basically like the difference since last year. And if you just look at the difference, we are plus 11. Closest competitor is plus 6. Pages that we have in those results in the top 20, 10.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So that's cool. Those are nice. You know, it's nice to see that we're growing through third party. But the ones that really, I think, are the most compelling are pages like this, the reputation graph, where you can just viscerally see. There you go. We're right there at the top with all the green and the teeny tiny little red chunk. even amazingly slightly above WordPress.
Yeah.
So this is people who have answered their surveys, how do they feel about Concrete 5, and people love us. Now I'm sure this is through no small part because of the wonderful work that you all did in submitting these surveys.
Yes,
so
we're done.
thank you for submitting these surveys because that looks awesome. Comparable to the next graph, conversion rate. We're just slightly under Concrete 5.
WordPress.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're just under WordPress, Concrete 5. Yeah, we are Concrete 5. Very confusing. We're under ourselves. So yeah, if you've evaluated, did you end up using it? By and large, yes, people do. The vast majority do. Very impressive product preference. Totally at the top of this graph too. Thank you, survey applicants. Just amazing results. We just look like underdog is not the right word.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's got to be a good word. And then from their summary, they've got like what's their kind of I don't know, op-ed on CMS at the end, and they dedicate a whole little section to us as a system to watch. Concrete 5 had the best 12-month period in any CMS in this survey. Blah, 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 blah. Third-party support. Concrete 5 shows a second strong year of growth in the developer support metric. So people actually enjoy using us. Project sites show the largest gain of any system in the survey for the second year running. Booyah. Project site popularity. We didn't say booyah, did we?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think
We're
we should.
bringing it.
I don't think we should do
Bringing
it.
it 90s style.
I got my button. Now I'm gonna get some stuff. Concrete 5 showed the second largest increase in Alexa rank. Alexa, we can't pay them off. Mindshare, this one was a nice quote. Concrete 5 placed last in the brand familiarity last year. This year the system came in 6th.
Nice. That's very good.
It's very cool. So their summary, though Concrete 5 still lacks the big 3 in terms of total market share, well, we're young, no other system we looked at came close to showing the growth seen by Concrete 5. The fact that the system also performed well in 2010 report leads us to believe that Concrete 5 is a contender and bears a close watch. I think they forgot a word there. But wow, thank you Water Stone. Thank you everybody who submitted the survey. Thank you all sorts of news folks, tech sites that are rewriting our press release and this survey into short articles that are very flattering that show up on Twitter with really snarky titles that I didn't write so I don't get in trouble. That's great. Just so exciting. It's like Christmas for us.
Oh yeah, it's very, very good news.
Very good week that way. Is there other news? I don't care. I don't think so. Not compared to that.
Good. No.
That's plenty of good news. That is so exciting. Thank you. What else? Want some karma? You want some PRB? Where are we at?
Check out the karma.
Let's do the PRB. Mark.
Okay, we'll check out the PRB.
You talk about the PRB.
All right. This week we had 4 items approved in the PRB, 2 themes and 2 add-ons. The first add-on that I'll go through is called VerseLink. So this is, I think, an upgrade to a previous add-on that actually has been superseded by this one. And this is a system to put Bible verses. It lets you link scripture notes to a particular passage in addition to the Bible. So if you had a church website and you found yourself putting readings on the web and you had a book of the Bible and a verse notation there, it would automatically link that over to the relevant passage in the full context. So that's pretty cool if that's the type of site that you're running. The second add-on that we approved is called Rapid Ajax Paging. This is by Tony. Basically what this lets you do, this is more compelling if you actually go to the internet. What this add-on lets you do is kind of break up like a book or something along those lines into chapters that you can then click into, and it will visit those pages all without reloading the page. So if you click on that, you can kind of see this working. And I believe it works just with areas, so you can put any block you want in there. If you scroll down, there's a next and back. That actually takes you up to the top. And it's cool too, because if you actually look at the URL bar, it's using HTML5's JavaScript history state to actually change your URL completely without reloading the page. So if you actually, without using crazy hashtag hacks and stuff. So So that's pretty awesome. And it looks like it works with layouts as well. I mean, it seemed to have multi-column going on for me as well. So nice work, Tony.
Good work.
And now I got two themes. The first one I want to go through is the responsive theme. This is responsive themes are kind of all the rage these days. They basically reposition elements on the page based on how wide your browser is. So, for a while it was, let's make everything stretch. And it's like, oh wow, this looks terrible once you get huge screens. Like, okay, let's make it fixed. Like, well, that works, but if you have a huge screen, it's just kind of floating in the middle. And so now you can, and you have to have a special mobile theme that, just...
It does look a lot better than what Ustream is doing with its weird auto size stuff.
Yeah,
it does actually respond well.
So if you actually refresh, it wasn't looking weird in the
because Ustream does its own mumbo jumbo, so it's just not going to work.
Yeah, it's just pretty awesome. If you there's no mobile theme, however, if you collapse it down, you completely lose certain areas, and you have a faux mobile theme basically, and then you can Phobal. I should write a book. Phobal themes. It's genius. And it looks like it works really nicely as you have a larger browser size as well. So this is a really nice looking theme.
Nice.
And nice work. And finally, there is a free theme in the marketplace called Merry Christmas. There you go. And this is by Steph Hyder, and this is a free blog theme if you are so inclined to make your blog a little festive this year. So,
Tis the season.
Tis the season for Christmas blogging. So if you I don't know what you would do. It's like an advent calendar, but in blog form.
Oh my god.
It's a nice looking theme.
It is a nice looking theme.
Yeah.
It's for shopping.
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful.
all about.
Oh, it's nice. I like those. I like the grids.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's interesting. It looks like it's working with ProBlog as well. So
Nice
work.
Good work, guys.
And that is the PRB this week.
Cool.
And we are, I think, trying to get some of our house in order this next couple weeks so that we go into 2012 with a clean sort of PRB slate. I know that Franz was looking at getting new blood in there to.
There is
out.
a thread. If you are not in the PRB in terms of a reviewer or a peer rather, a P, you could be. We started that thing 2 years ago or something, and just kind of like whoever spoke up then's been in it since. We never really have cycled anyone through. We have several times over the last 2 years thought of all sorts of infrastructure that would auto-cycle people, and you have to post this many days, and you get karma points and do this. We never built any of it, of course, because there's only so much time in the day. But just getting some new blood in there would probably really help. Certainly help speed up the turnaround.
Yeah.
I know that people often submit stuff there, and then I think quite justifiably wonder why does it take weeks for something to get approved.
Yeah.
It is the peer review board. It's not Franz and Andy review board.
Yeah.
So let's do it together.
Yeah, all right.
There is a thread, I think, in Building with Concrete 5 that you can post to if you've got even an hour or two a week. It's pretty easy. We'll give you some instructions on what to do. Generally, I think the frustration around here is that it will often be like, we finally get some time to look at it, and we go to install something, it doesn't install. That's probably not the best use of Andy's time.
Yeah.
Anyone could probably be doing that initial task. It'd be a lot cooler if we were like asking Andy, hey, can you imagine some way this code would actually break Concrete 5? So the more help, the better there. We will build some infrastructure to make sure that we can automate that process over time, and you do get some karma points just for posting right now.
Yep.
We've got some ideas to make it like super fun and exciting in there, and that should be coming before long. But we could use more help. Now, there's already some people who have responded, so
nice.
they're probably all going to get in. So
nice.
It's a good way to. You also get a sneak peek of what's coming up next, so that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good. And to anyone who has an add-on or theme lingering in there, if the ball's in your court in terms of that, and you haven't spoken up and worked on it in a while, it's probably going to go away in the next week or so. So we'll definitely post to those before we take them. So
you can always
and you can always resubmit them.
But I got to clean that up.
Yeah.
But let's just go back to Karma. I switched that out because I wasn't sure if we'd fixed the Karma machine from last week. It did, in fact, run.
Go, Greg.
Greg, you do it, buddy.
Help him. Well, he's
a helper.
Yeah.
Greg got some discussion forums for helping people. CSS Ninja got a contact directory for promoting, and Tony got a document library for working.
Which makes sense because I
Makes
think
sense.
he wrote the document library.
There you go. So yeah, there's that. Back to cleaning house. We're actually working on concrete5.org right now.
We are.
So
At the moment.
in our minds, Andy just did a hot fix. Actually, Ryan did a hot fix to the site
fix.
yesterday to deal with a really awesome dude that we're guessing is from China that's making my life the best. If you're looking for some really inexpensive Uggs or a bridal dress, I have some links for you. In fact, I have thousands of copies of links for you.
So does everyone's Gmail account.
So does I'm sure you could ask any number of people who monitor Chit Chat, and they could probably steer you in great thugs direction.
Bugs.
Dude, if you're watching, what the hell?
Not cool, bro.
Not cool, bro. We've got things to do here. It's just, and like the feedback form, every day I wake up and there's like 2,000 emails in my inbox with the feedback form.
Well, I know. Maybe
those.
one day you're going to be like, you know what? This 2001, the 2001st contact form submission, like,
My wife could use some funds. She
sounds
loves
a
them.
little bit
It's
better.
ridiculous, man. Anyway, Ryan put a hotfix in that does the same thing that we have on. For a long time ago, we did something for PMs that if you sent a number, I'm not going to tell you, of PMs in a period, I'm not going to tell you, it would shut you down. And so now that happens in the public discussions as well. So you have to answer. You have to be writing a lot of answers pretty fast for it to shut you down. So I don't think this is probably going to impact anyone, but perhaps Minchris. If it happens to you, you probably won't even know. Did we get the result message figured out?
Oh, if it happens to you, your account gets locked. So
Well, you know because your account's locked.
Yeah.
But I don't think it gives you a warning.
I don't know. I think
We were
Ryan can
battling
fix
with
that.
But if you get locked out for posting too quickly, I'm sorry. Shoot me an email. You can probably guess what it is, and we'll fix that. In fact, I get an email, so I'll see you. You don't even have to shoot me an email. I'll take care of it. But hopefully that should put this dude on the run for a little bit. It could be a lady.
Yeah.
Couldn't be sexist about it. Maybe there's some.
It's a jerk.
It's a jerk for sure.
Be it man or woman, it's a jerk.
Absolute jerk.
And then this actually, in other news, this sort of spearheaded our anti-spam efforts.
Yes, it did.
So you recall a couple months ago, we posted a roadmap in the core blog that asked for help building a new CAPTCHA and anti-spam system, and to let us do a few things. One would be swap out the CAPTCHAs, because I know a lot of people, justifiably so, find the built-in secure image CAPTCHA ugly and lacking, and they like reCAPTCHA.
Ourselves included, clearly.
Yeah, and reCAPTCHA is nice, and there's any number of other solutions too. So, and then beyond that, a completely new functionality would be integration with a spam fighting service like TypePad, Antispam, or Akismet, or any number of those types of solutions. And we wrote this up and put a decent level of detail on it, but didn't really and we got some good feedback from some people, and some people actually even started working on it. So thank you for doing that. But it didn't quite make it to the place. This is in the midst of the 5.5 redesign, and didn't quite make it into the state where we could just drop it in. And then yesterday happened, so we sort of pivoted, as we are wont to do, and we got that stuff working. So if you actually update, if you're peeking in on 5.5, just yesterday evening, there's the new CAPTCHA and anti-spam services built in. And this will be stuff that we can distribute marketplace add-ons around. And
Yeah.
so expect to see a reCAPTCHA, a free reCAPTCHA plugin, and a free Akismet plugin hit the marketplace pretty soon.
Yeah.
And this will be put in place on our own site.
That's pretty cool. And so all the built-in stuff that is in Concrete 5, like the guest books, the forms, the whatever that you might input data, private message will all go through this spam layer. And so if you say I want to use Akismet, it'll use Akismet for everything or whatever. So that's great.
Yeah, and you can build into your own sites, easily.
Something that we have always wanted, and clearly with all this kind of growth,
Yeah,
something that we're going to need
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. So it was worth doing. I think it feels like it got done pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
Well, we've also been kind of dialing in 5.5 interface stuff. I don't think we have it installed on this screen deal, so I can't really show you.
Yeah.
But
Some cool
if
things.
you're watching Git, it's probably worth your while to update. We've kind of added a little love here and there,
Yeah.
a little bit easier to get around inside of some of the smaller pop-ups and settings and stuff. People have been kind of
much better
giving us
navigation.
feedback of like, gee, a wallet was not. It was overwhelming for users that there's one setting screen in 5.4 where there's just all this stuff randomly laid out. If you understood it all, it's kind of nice because once you set up a Concrete 5 site, you could very easily change the 10 things you wanted to change in one or two screens.
Yeah.
Well, probably 4 or 5 screens, but still. And then in our blithe wisdom, we broke everything into tiny little windows, so now it was a lot more clicks. So we added another menuing system that makes it easier to jump around. But it doesn't get in the way. It's still very graceful and pretty to use. So I think that'll also help for any third-party developers who are worried about how does their dashboard interface behave now. We've been wondering that ourselves as we looked at e-commerce. Chad Strat had been asking me, gee, I'm trying to build a secondary nav in here. How should it look? So now up there, right around here, next to where the question mark and the favorite icon was. There's a little caret symbol. It gives you a drop-down menu that lets you jump between sibling and child pages. You can even override that on specific pages to jump between whatever you want. So that pretty much gets it to where we're awful happy with it.
Yeah, I'm there's a number of tasks in GitHub that are all very, very doable for just regular PHP developers. We're talking stuff like move the button over here and change the button text.
Yeah.
We've already gotten some pull requests in there from that, and we've just been too swamped to integrate them, but they're be coming in soon.
We're mostly through those. I'm still doing a little bit of QA in terms of, hey, the save button should be on the right, not the left, but I'm well more than halfway through.
Yeah.
So if you've got a little energy, those are super easy to do, and we really appreciate it. Just make sure, like, if we're going to do the dashboard, let's do it right.
Yeah.
Make it all consistent so people are comfortable.
And then there's some things we're still adding back in, but in terms of how the dashboard's going to be organized and how it's going to look, I think we're 99% there.
Yeah, certainly in the 90s.
Yeah.
That leads back to the, hey, we're working on concrete5.org now. What Andy's been working on this week is building the infrastructure into the, it's not really a PRB, but your add-on or theme management interface.
Yeah.
So you can actually have different versions of your, package mapped to different versions of Concrete 5.
Yeah, the interface has kind of implied that since it was built originally.
But it was a lie.
But it worked sort of, but it fell apart in many number of ways, and it was just confusing. It was really confusing.
Well, more than point, we would only serve the most recent version.
Yeah.
If you were connecting, whether you were downloading the archive from your license history page or you were on your own site connecting, you got the most recent version of the add-on.
Yeah.
And that's not going to work because clearly you're going to have to make interface changes, particularly if you've got like a lot of dashboard pages, Chad. You're going to have to update all that stuff to look good in 5.5, but then what about everybody on 5.4? As software developers, we think everyone should upgrade instantly, but as people who use computers, we rarely do.
And as people who still haven't upgraded concrete5.org from a previous version for quite some time.
A couple.
Done some.
So we're fixing that, and we're also building some infrastructure in there. Tangent, but it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
So you guys can submit information for us to include in NewsFlow. I know those of you who've been looking at it have kind of noticed there's this like daily thing that comes up over your in your site when you log in as an admin that has news information, featured theme, and whatnot. In the big picture, there's going to be a way for us to be able to know what add-ons you have installed and say, hey, did you know that with such and such add-on you can do this and that. For this first rev, we're just going to start trying to gather some of that content and really get a sense as to what it feels like. So as we're rethinking kind of this, how do I submit and manage my add-on, there's going to be some infrastructure in there for you to post tips and tricks about your stuff, and that will be valuable data. So start scratching your head about what you would tell existing customers of yours about your stuff. I know people have asked that in the past. Can I send an email to everyone who's ever bought one of my add-ons? I think the answer to that will always be no, for obvious reasons. But can you get a short message in front of them? Well, yes, now you can with Newsflow. So all of that is coming together along with things like spam protection, and we're trying to fix that message script that everybody hates that sends duplicates needlessly. Just a little bit of house cleaning stuff. And we are going to update our own site when?
We are going to update our own site by Wednesday of next week.
Wednesday of next week. So by Wednesday of next week, you will be able to upload a 5.5 specific version of your add-on or theme while maintaining support for the 5.4 add-on or theme that you know and love. And that's super important because we're kind of scratching our heads on how to launch this thing.
Yeah.
We know we're not going to launch it the week before Christmas because, hey. But we also would love to have people actually playing with it because we know that until it gets out there, there's only so much testing that really happens out of Git in a beta group. So it's a kind of a catch-22 like we haven't really had with Concrete 5 in the past. We want it out there, but we can't really have everybody upgrade unless the add-ons are... I mean, what if we upgrade your site and now you can't edit anything because the edit interfaces are all broken on your add-ons because we haven't given people a chance to do that. So there's a really uncomfortable limbo period for us that we're about to enter. But I think, I'm hoping that it actually is pretty good timing here as we're in December, that if we can tell you guys, look, this is the month that you need to update your add-ons and stuff, then hopefully people have a little bit of free time, with breaks and whatnot. And it's not a tremendous amount of work that we're talking about.
No.
We're swapping out some style sheets and things basically work the same way. You're not going to have to rebuild anything.
Yeah, if it's a theme, you're going to want to double check that it all works with our completely new editing interface.
Sure.
So that may be a little bit of tweaking CSS primarily. If it's an add-on that doesn't have a UI, it should work fine, like an event-based add-on or something like that. If it is an add-on that just adds a block, you're going to want to double check to make sure that that nothing conflicts with our new JavaScript and CSS. But it's pretty likely that blocks will work. That simple blocks will work. The main pain point is probably going to be if your add-on has dashboard pages.
Dashboard interface is probably going to spend a day or two.
And it's not going to be completely, we've installed we've been doing this testing on our own add-ons. And, I think all of them have worked so far. They just don't look that great. So, for example, in old dashboard pages, it was not uncommon to have a few of those windows, in the middle.
Stacked
and
up.
that will work in the current view. We've tried to maintain those styles so that they look acceptable. Like it's not just a mess of stuff.
Right.
But it doesn't look great. It looks out of place. And it's not. They don't take advantage of all the new stuff we've added, like the favorite star or the that new secondary nav Franz was talking about. And
right. So I think we're going to have to come up with some type of strategy here in terms of, is everybody's stuff gone when we launch 5.5, or is everybody's stuff in when we launch 5.5?
Yeah.
I tend to lean towards gone, as much as it pains me. I kind of feel like you got to get in there and say, yes, I have looked at my add-on or theme with 5.5, and I want to support it with 5.5. I would love it if you made it look beautiful and, didn't have more than one content pane in the space and had the favorites thing working. I'm not going to be like Jobsian about it and say that you have to.
Yeah.
But I don't think I want to launch 5.5, have all this sweet marketplace integration where someone can just type in intelligent search and find add-ons, only to have people buy them and then have them not really work. Or have add-on theme developers be like, oh, you made it so it doesn't look good anymore. Like, I'm not sure how many people are paying attention. There's hundreds of people who have submitted things in the PRB. Cleaning house is the right metaphor. So We're kind of scratching our heads on that now. I don't think we have an official answer for Totally Random today, but you're probably going to see that next week as we relaunch concrete5.org to support whatever it is we're going to do. There's going to have to be some steps that you go through to say, yeah, I want my stuff in there. Probably a good time to update your description and stuff as well. You know, we're doing a lot of
Maybe update the screenshot.
get those screenshots in there. There's all sorts of stuff tied in there to make it a lot easier for people to browse your stuff from their site. I don't know if you've noticed this, but you can straight up purchase themes and add-ons without ever coming to concrete5.org.
And it doesn't look, only a developer might be able to tell that it wasn't happening magically on their own. So.
Looking at our stats from the last Totally Random, we talked about this at length, that 2/3 of the people hitting our site aren't hitting concrete5.org. So I really believe, as much as anyone can believe, that there's going to be an awful lot more traffic in the marketplace. So kind of makes sense to make sure that you're really ready to sell the stuff that you got in there. So set aside some time this holiday season to clean up your action in there and to do whatever you want to do to make it 5.5 ready, because you're going to get a lot of support requests. Right?
Yep.
Anything else we need to talk about, or are we into how we do that in Q&A?
I think we're into Q&A.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah.
Q&A! How would we do that? Anybody have a question, Matt?
Yeah, we got questions.
Yeah, I saw there's a fair amount of typing going on over there.
There is indeed.
Some discussions.
So I'm going to jump around a bit here, but Jay Steele 123 would like to know, are there still short tags in the 5.5 beta?
Yeah, in the beta there is. There will always be short tags in GitHub. So get used to it.
We search and replace them.
Yeah, so official releases don't have short tags in
Yep.
them at all. And it will work on systems that have short tags disabled.
And our plan as we went into this was we're going to start, around the 15th or something. We're going to call it an official release, but not do updates.
Yeah, no auto
like
update, and we're gonna leave 5.4.2.2 up.
We're going to try to come up with some limbo-y way that new people play with 5.5, but old people aren't forced to upgrade sooner than they should.
Yeah, because
so there will be no the tags will be right as they are every time. What else?
Steph Heider asks, how soon will we have access to test themes?
you could do it today.
You have to pull it out of Git though.
Yeah, but you can download a zip through Git. Easily. Yeah.
We need to post that link somewhere because I think people are having a hard time. I don't know if we mislabeled a branch in Git or something, but I've seen it a few times in the forums. People are like, I can't find it. So we should maybe stick, like, just in the beta section, here's last week's state build.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to do it. What else you got?
Lucas asks, so why not just make 5.5 compatibility another opt-in or review?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I saw something in there that said someone thought that 5.5 should require another go around in the PRB.
Oh, I don't think about it. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
That sounds horrible. Yeah, I mean, there's
It's 500 out.
No, I think it's up to you as the person who owns your software to say yes, I want to support it in this new platform. It's not. I mean, frankly, just given the time, I think that's the way to do it.
We're not.
I don't want someone who isn't as active as all of you to all of a sudden be like, what the hell? What's this? Yeah, well, of course this looks bad, So that's what I'm thinking.
That covers all our questions that I'm seeing.
Well, that was really easy. I thought it was going to be I thought I was going into a political press event or something from the way you brought that up.
Oh, we got questions.
We got a question here. What's up, Mr. Bush? What are we doing it around? I was in the hot seat. That's it, really?
Welcome to Hot Zone.
Yeah, I think so. Unless I missed one, go ahead and repost it if I missed your question. Oh, here's one from John the Fish. He asks, what will happen with add-ons where the owner has effectively disappeared?
So will the add-on.
Well, it'll probably. It's interesting. It's an interesting question. Do we don't take it down? Maybe eventually we do. I mean, you can, with the new changes that are coming to the file management for add-ons, you can specify whether when we release new versions of Concrete 5, we serve up the new file the existing file automatically or not, which was sort of what Franz and I are talking about in terms of, do we default that to on for all add-ons,
right,
which is today,
right,
or do we turn that off for all existing add-ons and default it to on for new ones?
I lean towards off. I'm sure others may lean towards on.
Yeah. And I assume we would if we did that, we would set it up so that 5.4.2.2 and earlier would get the current version of the add-on, and then for all versions after that.
Yeah. Keep the add-on up there for older versions. So if you never upgrade your site and you're shopping through the old, 5.5 will continue to. So many numbers. Our new site that we will push up next week will continue to serve stuff to the old versions of Concrete 5, same way it does today.
Yes, it just will not serve files that are marked as incompatible with it.
Right. But if you are enjoying your add functionality experience from your ye old-timey dashboard,
It should work the same.
You should
You
still
won't
be
notice
able to do that. Anything else?
Yeah, Ryan just sent me just a message saying we might want to mention that our free Concrete 5 add-ons that we developed are now available in GitHub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our free add-ons that we develop are now available in GitHub.
Yeah, so if you go into the Concrete 5, it's github.com/concrete5 is our organization homepage, and that's where you'll find our core repository and all of our free add-ons.
Right.
Which also includes like a WordPress importing script that I don't
Please someone finish that.
think is in the marketplace.
No, because it's not done.
Yeah.
It's like 87% done. So if you, and those bad boys do not get a lot of love from us for obvious reasons. So,
Somebody fix that Flickr block because it's sitting at 1.5 stars and it's sad.
it's so sad.
It's real low on the totem pole.
Makes you want to kill it. Why do I want one of my add-ons in there at 1.5 stars? That's a bad
At the
call.
time, it was like, we need that Flickr in there. Everyone's using that Flickr.
People love that Flickr, see?
It was like 2008.
I don't care about that. But yeah, I mean, if you've got, if you want to use one of our free add-ons as a starting point for something that you're going to build, I'm fine with that. I don't care. If you want to improve one of our free add-ons, that'd be even better. Have at it. It's all in Git. We're moving everything out of this version. Dumping that. Yeah, they're all MIT. To answer the question that my eagle eyes can see over your shoulder.
We got a question from Wagdi. When adding a block, there is an option to add from Marketplace. There are 21 available. Will there be an option to find more or a search bar for a nicer workflow? I'm guessing this is in 5.5.
That is totally different in 5.5 and totally better.
Oh yeah.
In 5.4, and it's been the case for a while, we've had in the ad block interface, there's been this kind of weird featured add-ons experience that we've never updated. So there's stuff like, I don't even know, there's like premium Google Map in there or whatever, and that's gone away. Instead, anytime you see get more themes or get more add-ons, it launches a complete shopping experience in an overlay for both themes and add-ons.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that lets you completely do, I think, 90% of what you could do when learning about add-ons from Concrete5.org.
If the old add functionality was a Model T, this is like Lamborghini.
Yeah, it is. It's got a really nice picture that cycles through. You can see part of a review and the full description. You can browse all of them. You can search them. Same categories are available, and you can buy them right from your
I
site.
feel like there's one of these. We went through that at some point.
Yeah.
One of these bad boys. So
Yeah.
maybe Matt will dig up which one it was that
Yeah.
we showed off the
The
marketplace integration because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, way better.
And we are fully expecting it to make a huge difference for everything
And everyone.
and everyone. Anything else?
Yeah, we do have a couple of karma picks actually that have built up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Wanna check those out?
Ooh, yeah.
This one's actually from a couple weeks ago, and we had some technical glitches when I tried to show it. But this is
It's too awesome.
from Jackerman, who is watching some sort of animated program and filling out the survey.
Archer.
Nice.
Archer, yeah, there we go.
I love that show.
Very cool, thank you. And then we also have sort of a synergistic
Synergy.
karma pick sent
Ooh.
to us.
My squirt gun. For sale.
For sale.
Nice.
So EA 150 or EA 1958 sent us this one. As you can see, we got some property for
No
sale.
trespassing.
Go make a
Just get that
Concrete
sticker
5
on there.
commune. Make you guys wear purple tennis shoes. Castration.
Want the Kool-Aid.
So you guys both got 500 karma points for
Sweet.
those picks, and if you have more, send them in.
And as always, if you would like some stickers, I would happily send you some at no cost to you. All you have to do is put in your mailing address, and by mailing address, I actually mean physical mailing address, a place that I could take a letter and put a stamp on it, and it would arrive to you. So that would typically
By the parcel post.
By the parcel post. That would typically include your name, some type of house number and street, a city, a province, something like that. Usually, just the swag page will have it. Perhaps a zip code, postal code, something like that. It's usually about a couple lines of content. You probably would have a name on it too.
I would think so.
Generally, if you put something in the mail to no one, it doesn't get there.
I don't like
It's very difficult to send stickers in the mail to Joe. It's equally difficult to send stickers in the mail to joe@yahoo.com.
They don't have that email address to physical address lookup functionality.
It's not available to me. I don't know if it's in there somewhere, but I've yet to find the feature. But if you want some stickers, we will mail them to you. I won't mail you anything else. I will not sell your address to LL Bean or anyone like that. But yeah, I have a million stickers, and then you can stick one on it and get 500 free karma points. It's a pretty cush deal.
Yeah, we love getting those stickers.
Those are fun things. Please don't stick them to your ass. Because we've had that. Cool.
Spurs furious debate.
Oh yeah, Steph. Constantly, people do not actually fill it. It's shocking and rather depressing. It's impressive. All right. Anything else? Or is it time to work? I'm feeling like it's time to work. Was there anything submitted that we need to think about, Matt? I don't think so.
I didn't see anything from the forums.
All right. Well, there it is then. I think we'll be back next week unless I'm forgetting some holiday or exciting adventure that... I don't think so. We won't be here on Friday. So we should be back next week. At that point, the community will be updated, and if we don't have a release candidate that we're going to call official, we can certainly have a nice zip up for you to make it easy testing.
Yeah.
And yes, we will send stickers to anywhere in the world. It ain't cheap, but if you want to promote our brand, it's well worth it to us. There you go. Thank you.